Make a decision. Focus on where you want to go instead of what you're afraid of. Really create your life on a new level.
Takes guts. You got to dig down deep and cut it out. Keep on going again and again and again until you make it happen, because you know that it's possible. Now, what do you do during the hard times, Les? Here's what you must do. Number one is you must have faith. Paul said you must have the faith to call forth those things that be not as though they were. Judge not according to appearances. Don't judge your circumstances and the possibilities for your future based upon what you have now and because of what's going on now. No. That's not the real reality there. What you're going through, if you're going through some hard times, it has not come to stay. It has come to pass. It's all right. Now, second thing is, repeat this after me. Something you should affirm to yourself every day. Repeat this, please. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. Say that to yourself every day. As I used to say to myself, when I would get up in the Penobscot building and I had to go into the bathroom and bathe in the bathroom sink, I had written on the mirror that I put up there, just paste up and I read, no matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. So you got to have faith. You talk to yourself. You say that affirmation. The next step is you must have patience and engage in consistent action. Patience and engage in consistent action. So everything does not always happen, ladies and gentlemen, when we want it to happen. It doesn't happen quickly. So in that process, they have something in the Far East called the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree, every day it has to be watered and fertilized. It's a very hard nut. And it takes 5 years of watering and fertilization every day, according to American Geographic, before it breaks through the ground. At any time, if the watering process and the nurturing and the fertilization process is stopped, the Chinese bamboo tree will die in the ground. Now, once it breaks through in that 5th year, then in 6 weeks it grows 90 feet tall. Now, the question is, does it grow 90 feet in 5 years or 6 weeks? The answer is obvious. It takes 5 years. That's how long it took to grow it, to build that foundation, to nurture it, to water it, to build the reputation, to build the credibility, to learn the market, to learn people, to learn yourself, and learn how to do it, to figure it out. That's why you must have patience and engage in consistent action. We live in a world, ladies and gentlemen, where people want instant gratification. They want it right now, but they're not willing to pay the price to do what it takes. You think it was easy? No. It's a system that if you work the system, it works if you work. But make no mistake about it, it's hard. You are the determining factor. Here's something else. It's possible you can make it for you. No matter how bad it is, or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. It's necessary that you have goals, that you write them down, that you surround yourself with a support team, that you are creating. It's you that you must take personal responsibility to make it happen. The people that make it in this world look around for the circumstances that they want, and if they can't find them, they create them. It's hard. No, easy is not an option. However, ladies and gentlemen, what you will discover is that it's worth it. It's worth it. I suggest to you, if you want to become diamond, write down 5 reasons of why it is worth it for you to become a diamond, to experience that level of achievement. What is it that will give you the drive? What is it that will ignite the courage in you to get up and come back again and again and again. How is it that you would be able, what reasons that you tap in to that deep down feeling that goes to your gut, that no matter how many times you get knocked down, that you're coming back? What is it? Write it down. When I started and left Miami pursuing my dream, because I knew that as long as you work for someone else, they are controlling your destiny. I don't want anybody signing my paycheck but me. I knew that it was going to be difficult. I knew it was going to be hard. But every time I thought about giving up, and there were times I did, because where I am, ladies and gentlemen, it's a long shot. You think being a diamond is a long shot? This is a miracle. This is a long shot. And I had people laughing at me, excuse my being a motivational speaker. You failed twice in school. They put you back from the 5th grade into the 4th grade, and you fail in the 8th grade. You've never worked for a major corporation, and you are going to become independently wealthy. Right. They laugh. They're going to laugh at you. People are going to laugh at you. But let me tell you, I believe in revenge like Frank Sinatra. He said the best revenge is massive success. It's a long shot. Being here with you today in this dome in Atlanta, it's a long shot. But I kept running toward
my dream.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop running toward your dream. You can live your dream as you hold on to that dream. There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself. There are rough times that are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass. It's not going to be easy. As you go toward the future, begin to know that you have greatness within you. Begin to envision yourselves to reach your goals. You want a thing bad enough, go out and fight for it. Work day and night for it. Give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it. What if we have that kind of attitude? The car's repossessed. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day and say to yourself, it's not over until I
win. What's up? What's up?
Good morning.
Good
morning.
morning.
Morning. Hi, John.
Hey, what's up, Christine? How's it going? Great seeing you.
Good.
Good morning, Pat. We're all having our coffee. That was a great way to start it.
I know, right?
That was awesome, brother.
I have a huge cup today. Like it's big. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Yes,
morning,
Atlanta in the South.
Yes, Atlanta in the South.
Beautiful, the real
John,
deal.
good morning. We're just gonna while we allow people to come in, we'll give them usually 5-10 minutes to kind of everybody log in. So
for sure. Well, appreciate you having us, and we'll say the same when everyone gets on. But yeah, man, you're an awesome brother, bro. And it's been great meeting you, and look forward to doing some great business.
Oh no, I can't wait till squad up. I can't wait till we all get together again. It's been amazing. I can't wait for this year. I mean, this is gonna be our last Zoom for the year. So
Okay.
right, so we're gonna take the holidays off next week, and then we'll follow back up in January. And then
Beautiful.
we have Pace in town January too. So
beautiful, bro, beautiful.
Yeah.
So this is the grand finale of the South Zoom. We are closing it strong. Yep. All right, brother.
Yes.
Love the background. You got the Believe, the sub 2 sign, some colors.
I got the studio.
Yes.
I worked on this one a little bit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Preparation, application, execution.
I try. Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? How's everybody else? Atlanta?
Good morning. Hey, good
Who's
morning.
that? Who said good morning?
That was Simone.
Oh, hey, Simone. How are you?
I'm
Guys,
good.
happy Friday, guys. Happy weekend. So we're just gonna allow people to come in a little bit. But for those of you guys that are new, if you guys want to come in and introduce yourself while we wait a few minutes for everyone to come in. Anybody that is let me see. I'm gonna start looking at new faces here.
Well, I'm a week new, so I don't know if that's considered new or old.
You knew old now, Jeff.
I'm
You
new
old
old.
already, Jeff.
Anyway, hello everybody.
Hey, good morning, Jeff.
Hi.
How are you?
Good morning.
Just while we're kind of waiting, Chris, on a business note, there's the cabinets that we need to
Ah, yeah, I
pay
just
for.
saw the email. Yeah.
Yes, he's there picking up cabinets right now.
Mom.
No, Bash,
Oh,
no, no, no,
goodness.
no,
Okay.
you can't, son. You gotta go. You gotta go. No, you gotta go. This is business time. I told you already. I told you. Okay, bye.
When's he closing his first deal, Pat?
You know, he's been getting on Facebook trying to find properties.
Wholesaling.
Yeah, he's on Facebook trying to find properties. He's texting people. I'm like, okay, but yeah, it's
As of now, trading,
yes,
right?
car trading.
He
He's car
makes money
trading,
car trading.
and
How old's he?
he's 12.
He's
Beautiful.
Yes,
Perfect age to implant into the subconscious mind.
yes. He's
Yeah.
I think part of his Christmas present is going to be I'm going to allow him a little bit of chunk of that what is it, the stocks up. Okay, son, go get him.
Awesome. Tell him we got a direct to wholesaler training that Justin did. We want to send him a link.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. You know what I talking about that guys, I know I'll talk about it later, but man, I the kids like Zoom or kids community would be amazing. I know a few people have done it. I know what's his name there? Alan, Chris,
Bill
Bill
Allen.
Allen. I know
Yeah.
he got a great community and that
But
kids.
his son has on a show, one of those channels for flipping as a kid or teenager flip, teen
Mm,
flip, something like that. It's so cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing. They did that for Justin on one of our flips. So maybe
Yeah.
save it for a bigger one. And then reverse engineer it, talk about the past ones.
Yes.
But I think we and I don't know. There's a lot of like young people are the future, and I think that we got to get the kids, get them to have this creative Zoom, right? Like get them to kind of just like minds. I think it's amazing. But that's something that I have in the back of my mind that I kind of want to create, or either we can do it together or anything like that as a
Yeah.
community. I think it's wonderful.
Sounds great, brother. Let's
Yeah.
talk about it. And we'll make sure the theme song is "Greatest Love of All" by Whitney Houston. The children are the future.
Yeah, that's amazing, amazing, and I love it. All right, guys. So now we'll kind of it's 6 minutes into it. We'll kind of make our introduction a little bit. We'll allow more people to come in, and yeah, we'll get started soon. Um, Chris, do you
You,
have anything you want to start? I do. I like to have a passage or something like that I like to put on there. But is there anything, or anybody that wants to come on and just introduce yourself that are your first time?
yeah, anyone? I see Rachel. Rachel, do you want to say hi? I know Rachel, but
Hey guys. Nice to meet everyone that I haven't met in person before. I've been a part of SubTube, I don't know, for a while now, probably a year and a half. And I think, easy life got caught up in other business deals and things going on. And for me, for 2025, I want to be, part of the community. So I'm taking steps pre-2025 to integrate a bit more. So it's nice to meet everyone.
yes,
Welcome, Rachel.
welcome.
Welcome for it's first time, right, on our Zoom.
Yeah, first time on the Zoom.
Amazing, amazing,
Thanks for
awesome.
having me.
No, thanks for being here. So guys, okay, so welcome to our Atlanta and the South Zoom, just our community Zoom that we have every single Friday. Myself and Chris, we are the hosts, and today we got a special guest, but before we kind of introduce our special guest, I just want to go over some passages, some things, right? So we are getting in towards the end of the year. So end of the year, Chris and I did a Zoom on setting goals. And that's just something that we kind of take that on that last month and bring it into to next year and next quarter. So, so with that, let me see here. My passage for the years is visualize, right, Chris? Is that what it was? Is visualize? That was
Yes.
my word for the year. So that's what I want to focus on. And I got this word behind me here that's believe. And that's just something that I like to take that. And that's going to be my theme for the entire year. So something that I have been working on and getting focusing on a lot is just mindset, right? A lot of mindset training. So let me see. My notes for today is let's see here. All right. It says when you overcome your emotions, you master your creations and freeing your body from the past. So a lot of things, this is from John. What is it? What's his name, Chris? I know you introduced me to John. Who's the guy?
Maxwell.
No, not John Maxwell. Who's the guy the John?
Hey, I can't remember names, man.
I know.
Don't
I
throw
just looked at it this
me.
morning. Yes.
Where's Heather G?
Yes. But anyway, so what he's talking about, guys, that when we wake up, right, our minds and kind of how we wake up every single day, we are the memories of our past. And that's what we focus. That's our subconscious mind. It's the memories of the past, whether it's
Hey, are you
trauma,
talking about Joe
feelings.
Dispenza?
Joe Dispenza. It's Joe.
Dr.
Not
Yes,
Joe,
Joe.
Dr.
Joe.
Joe.
Joe Dispenza.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah. We went to
So,
his Cancun meditation. Justin did a full week meditation there
Oh
this
my
oh my
year.
gosh, how was that?
God.
It was phenomenal. A lot of great experiences with what you just said, overcoming your emotions and from the past, because with your emotions, that's the end of every experience. Why did everyone show up to the Zoom? Because they had a good emotion that were from your past Zooms, Pat, and they enjoy coming back. And now they have this emotional craving that they want to connect with the community. So this is a potential good emotion. Now they might have an emotion where there's negativity, where they're screaming or like some kind of bad experience with someone that they're dealing with. And that emotion just keeps coming back, maybe from like a childhood experience or anything that went through their life in the past. But now that the same emotions coming back with a different experience.
That's right. That's right.
Amazing.
That's what I've been focusing on. That's kind of my theme. But I just wanted to say that because we are our past choices and our past experience. But we can overcome that. We can overcome that with mindset. We can overcome that with meditation. We can overcome that affirmation. And those are the stuff that I focus on a morning basis. Every single morning, I practice the miracle morning, and that's what I. So that's my passage for today. If there's anybody that has something in the passage rise, if you guys want to bring that up, that would be amazing.
And we'd be happy to drop a link too with the username and password that we have for Dr. Joe that we purchased a bunch of meditations and the course and just anyone who wants it. You can
No,
share.
that would be great. That would be great. We're a big fan. We think it's amazing. It's a big fan. Yes.
Yes, so for the goal setting, I've been getting some DMs, people really enjoying going through the workbook, which I think is amazing. Like take the time to design what you want for your life 5 years from now. And great feedback. And I think Pat and I, we're going to start doing one every quarter, like accountability for to see where we all are as far as our goals, see if anybody needs any help, just a little bit of accountability right there. Once a quarter, right?
Yes, once a quarter. It's accountability and gets everyone into it's goal setting. So it's very, very important. So yeah, that's great.
Hey, do you want to do some housekeeping before we get John and Justin? And
Yes.
yes, Heather G, do you want to come on and talk what's going on? A lot of stuff going on. Yes.
Yes, I had to actually type up a list because we have so much going on that's coming up. So I'm going to put this in the side chat. We have quite a few things coming up. We have a holiday party that's going to be happening in 2 days. So if you haven't signed up for that, make sure to do so. We're going to do some fun things. We're going to do a white elephant gift exchange. So that's going to be really fun. And then, so that'll be at Eddie's studio at Lynn's Head, for those who are familiar with the location. And I believe it's at 6:30. The Eventbrite has all the details, so make sure to go to the Eventbrite and RSVP if you're going to come. Then Aspire is going to be happening on January 8th. Put a link to the actual Aspire, and you can sign up for that and use the code community for a free ticket. And then after that, we're going to be having a meetup, and Pace is going to be coming. So Pace is speaking at Aspire, and he's going to be coming to the meetup afterwards to hang out with us for a little bit.
Hey, Heather, just to be clear, so because everyone can say it's after. It's not after. It's after Pace's speech.
This is true.
So it's not after, yes, because it's still
So-
Aspire will still be going on, but it's after his speech. So after his speech is when we're all going to go over across the street and then have his meetup.
Yeah, so he's speaking at about 3 p.m. and the meetup's going to start at about 4:30. We've been coordinating with his team to make sure it fits in with his schedule. So it's a little bit of weird timing, but we just want to, be able to hang out with him before he has to fly out that night. And the venue is about 5 miles from where Aspire is going to be held, so it should be pretty easy to get over there. And then lastly, we are planning a meetup, the first one of the year outside of Aspire, for February 11th. And since it's so close to Valentine's Day, we're going to be doing kind of a speed dating event. So everyone that comes can meet every single other person and see what everyone does.
Yeah, so guys, that's our meetup. As a lot of you guys know, we don't have live meetups since last year, and that we are bringing those back. So we set up the venue, everything's ready to go. So the first one is February 11th, but we're gonna put something on a Facebook group, but it's gonna be our first one. It's gonna be one meetup live a month, and it's gonna be amazing. So we're very excited for that. I'll put the Eventbrite there for you guys. And whomever is not on our Facebook group, because I know some people here, I don't know how they get to us through the Zooms, but they don't know that we have this, this group and this Facebook, a lot of stuff going on there, a lot of conversations. So I put the Facebook group there so you guys can join it and, share your experiences there, share your deals, any questions you have, we're there 24/7. All right.
Amazing. All right, guys. So we have a special guest today, a father and son duo. We have John and Justin Pical or Pickle. Which one is it?
Both.
Guys, introduce yourself. Welcome.
Thank you, Pat. It's been a phenomenal journey to get here overall over the past 2.5 years and doing real estate wholesaling and joining
Justin,
sub.
is that snow behind you, by the way?
This is snow, yeah.
Oh
If you
my
guys don't have
God.
snow in Atlanta, I'm sure you guys do though.
No, wow. Where
Love
are
it.
you guys at?
Detroit.
Detroit, yes. That's where
Oh,
Gabby, my friend
oh
Gabby is.
my, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I'm very interested. I'm looking at you. I mean, you speak really well, all of that. I've met you a couple of times. But tell me how you got into this real estate. I mean, how old were you? This is so amazing. Tell a little bit about your story, right, Pat? I just
Yeah,
wanna.
both you guys' stories.
But
Guys, this
no,
is a
I
father and
know, but
son duo. Yes, yes. Okay, okay.
exactly. That's it. He's gonna get there. Yeah, but his dad is gonna. Yeah, his
Yeah,
dad is
yeah, yeah.
normal. His
We'll give
dad
you
is
the
normal dude.
All right, so here's the story of how I got started. Pretty much, I was doing stock market day trading from 16 to 18 during high school, and that is what taught me about investing and wanting to pursue something and be a part of a journey. So I was doing that. That taught me about community as well because I joined a community where all investors were talking about what they were doing, and that helped me speed up my learning. And then once I was almost done graduating high school, I was still reading a lot of books like Grant Cardone's book, Robert Kiyosaki's, Ken McElroy, and then like towards like the end of like the last couple months of high school, my dad was showing me on how to cold call like probates, tired landlords, and was failing forward. So I had to cold call for about 4 months and had 7 deals under contract that all fell through. After these deals were like falling apart and coming together, I was learning how to underwrite deals, how to manage the paperwork properly, which markets do I want to do deals in, and what to say in each conversation to different kinds of clients. So over these 4 months, I had to stack skills of failing as fast as possible to learn how to get my first deal. So whenever I was getting a lead, I was going to John. He was showing me how to follow up, being able to get it to the finish line of
Hey,
getting
Justin.
to sign a
Hey,
contract.
I've heard you say failure like several times, right? And you say failing forward. What does that mean to, like explain that to the audience in terms of your mindset, right? As a young
Mhm.
man, you already having that mindset of failing forward. I mean, man, failure is hard. What is
Yeah,
like, are
well,
you failing on purpose or what? Like failure is hard, even for adults, right?
well, everyone is going to make mistakes, even if they're like really good at something. So like you have to find the good and bad out of each situation. And even if it was a success, like I had a deal under contract, I'm super excited. Once it unravels, you learn, oh, you messed up here and you messed up at this step. So being able to take that in and just having that vision of what your goal is, how you were talking about like a quarterly goal. You should have like, okay, I want to get my first deal. After I get my first deal, what's going to happen after that? So you can have like a yearly goal and then you can see like, oh, I achieved my first quarterly goal of getting my first deal. Then the next quarterly goal, how do I get two more deals? And then how do I do more and more? So that's just like constantly trying to figure out how you're getting better. And whenever you get to the next level, there's always going to be more failures because you're pushing yourself to the next limit that you think you can
But
hit.
but you accepting it too, right? So I think that's a great like mindset, right? Like you
Mhm.
accepting failure, you're not a failure. Because I know,
Yeah.
the younger me, I'm like, gosh, when there's failure, I like, I thought I was a failure, right? Like in your mind, like, okay, and then you don't want to, you don't tell nobody. You're like, okay, this is my failure. You know, I'm not gonna say anything, and then you feel ashamed of it. You feel ashamed of failure,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. So like in the moment you might be embarrassed of what you're doing, but like in the long run, it's really all compounding for what you actually set as the vision to start. So if you just accept it from the beginning, you won't have to be like putting yourself down once those bad things come at you constantly.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So John, Dad. So how did you, I mean, this is something that, Justin, is that something that you wanted to do? Did you pull him in and like what was the thing? Like you're like, "Oh, okay, I wanted to follow
Okay.
the footstep or I wanted to do something completely different, right? Like, cause I mean, sometimes I don't want to do, like, I want to stay as far away from my parents as possible, right? Sometimes I'm like, my gosh.
Well, so my version of staying away from what he was doing is like when I first got started, he wasn't really doing wholesaling. I think he handed me a list because he wanted to buy more fix and flips overall, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But
Well, so overall, I got into wholesaling in 2019, and I had an integrator and added 100 to 150,000 a year to my real estate income, which was always hovering around 150 to 200,000, just in that range. And basically, it was good to just kind of convert my business to distressed sellers. And if I wasn't going to wholesale it, I would list it or flip it. So I had three options instead of just being Mr. Realtor. Because to make my long story short, I sold home improvement for 6 years in my 20s, and a lot of it was, and I did good for, make like 100 grand a year starting at the age of 19. I got out of sales for about 3 years, and I got into the mortgage business in '03. I was a number one, number two loan officer at a big company for about a year. 100 loan officers there, college grads, all types of people like that. And I never got any credits in college, and just went for a short period of time because I started making money at 19 and didn't never really like school. So after being a loan officer, I became a branch manager, ran my own mortgage companies, and was making a good couple hundred grand a year. Had a house on a golf course. Everything was good for about 5 years, and then the market crashed in August '07, and nobody can even refinance. All the lenders got shut down. Didn't know what to do. My whole livelihood of taking care of my family, which he was born in '04, and I got three daughters right after him, '05, '06, and '07, and it was tough. So I started. I had a friend who had some success in Virginia Beach. We started doing the marketing from Michigan and driving and flying every 2 weeks to Virginia Beach to sign people up for refinances. Go on like 8 appointments every other weekend, him and I would switch off. And we lived there. That was our only year away from Michigan ever in my life, was the summer of '08 to summer of '09 after doing the traveling for the first 8 months. Came back, got my realtor license. I was really thinking that I can get realtors to give me mortgage business, and I would work from 10 to 4, and I'd be happy making 10 to 20,000 a month and be around more for my kids and be at practice and, do different things, drive them to school, pick them up, and just be the present dad that I never had in my life because my mom and dad got divorced real young and my dad was out of town most of my life. And I was more raised by my mom's family. We were like 11 people in 1,000 square foot house right outside the city of Detroit. And basically, overall, wife kind of got homesick. The mortgage business started to slow down even in Virginia Beach. They stayed stronger longer there because there's Norfolk Air Base and the military presence. There's a lot of moving and a lot of action. But when I came back, I got that realtor license really to get realtors to give me mortgages. But once I got that license, I realized that realtors don't want to give another realtor their mortgage business because they're really protective over their clients and their families. So the plan from working 10 to 4 or 5 days a week ended up being thrown to the wolves, work 7 days a week as a realtor, dealing with buyers, dealing with listings, and also still in the mortgage business. So listers and just doing those three things and trying to find my way in the real estate business and build back up, because from a consistent, stable business of making a couple $100,000 a year to all that traveling and trying to figure out this realtor business, and all of a sudden I'm taking care of a family making 70 to 80,000 1099 and barely getting by and figuring things out until I learned more about the realtor business, and I learned about calling expireds and for sale by owners in 2012. And then I built my first 30 to 40 listing inventory. We did a lot of foreclosures, but it was all about really the realtor aspect. Like, hey, you still have 6 months on your redemption period. If you have equity here, we can still sell your house. You have tons of equity. Don't worry so much about that sheriff sale date that's coming up. But I didn't know about sub 2 back then. So basically, to make a long story short, that's what I did. I was with Keller Williams for a minute. All the aggressive agents are with Keller Williams, so I switched over to Remax in like 2013. I built up my own 40 listing inventory. So when you have the saying buyers are liars and sellers are worse, in the realtor business, there's a saying called buyers are liars and listers last in the business. So if you have a big listing inventory, you could be traveling the world and other buyers agents are showing your properties. As long as you have 5 to 10 pendings going at a time, you actually have a business. And that's why listings are just like dispo in the wholesale business. So because that's your inventory, but they need to sell faster. And that's where Justin came in and kind of created a really good dispo system, how we went from God mode to lieutenant mode to now cartel mode, as well as, a lot of go-to buyers. And the dispo business is like a listing business. So I advise anyone who kind of wants to last, just like listers last in the business and realtor side, to focus on a little bit more of the dispo side, whether you're working with us, whether we create a system with Pat or, that we can all flourish together on, that would be phenomenal. So in 2019, I got into wholesaling. I had an integrator. I did it all the old fashioned way, go to the house, be the buyer, and look at the house, possibly look to flip it, buy it as a rental. But main objective is really to wholesale it. In the beginning, I never really understood wholesaling because I just didn't have the paperwork, and I was blindsided by my brokers and people on, that just do listings on everything, until I realized you can make 5 to 10,000 on a $50,000 deal on a wholesale deal, as well as there's a major need for it. And I just learned that more and more. There was a property I listed once for 99,000. It got no action for a month. The husband wanted to sell it to me for 65. The wife didn't, so I said, "All right, let's list it at 99." Got no showings for a month. One lowball offer for 60. They ended up calling and say, "Hey, we'll take the 65." I went over, signed that agreement, I ended up posting it on a private investor website for 79, and I had multiple people hounding me for it. And me and my partner split 7K each on a wholesale fee, and we made the realtor commission. So I started to realize that MLS is not what it's all about for investors. It's all about these private networks, which eventually, led to I was doing all three. By the time Justin got involved, I was doing realtors, flips, wholesale. I had a couple years where I was at like 500 to 600K revenue. We're dumping a lot back into the business. And Justin led us to our first event that Pace was speaking at. It was called Fund Launch, learning about private equity funds. And that was in the spring 2023. 22. No, we joined Sub 2 in November 2022. So that was spring 2020. No, that was spring 2023 when we were at Fund Launch. We joined Sub 2 in October 2022. Justin wanted to join right away when he graduated high school, but I told him he had to buy his way in. We had to go in together. So it took him 4 months to close his first deal that he was following up on for 4 months, that he got some leads from Jerry Norton's site. And then we split it, 4,400 each. And we paid 2,200 a month for 4 months in between all other bills and family bills and everything else. And now we're, an owners club paying 13,000 a month each for, every 3 months, which we pretty much got through that. So overall, it's been a really, really, really crazy journey. We're constantly putting ourselves in an overwhelmed position. And if it wasn't for Justin leading me to the private equity fund event, then we went to BP Con. Gabriella recognized that, I helped one newbie wholesaler make 75,000, and she works all year to make 100,000. We closed our wholesale deal that made 95,000. We made 47,500 each. Her name's Grace Can. And Gabriella's noticed we were helping a lot of people. Justin closed 40 of his first 50 deals on his own, or maybe more. A lot of them were sub 2 and all networking. I was like looking at him like, what are you doing with all this networking, dude? I deal with sellers and stuff. Went to the first 6 meetups, and I didn't make any money. And I'm like, I got to take a break off these sub 2 meetups. I got to work on Saturday and call sellers. And
but Justin was like, who know how, all the smart generation, we go all around it. He's like, okay, let me go to the gurus and do this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm talking a lot, but that's kind of yeah. So
guys,
overall,
if you guys have any questions as a react there,
yes.
Raise your hands. But overall, what do you do, John? Like nowadays, what's your focus?
My focus is overall dispo, connecting with wholesalers, having them bring us our deal.
Did he respond, Dad?
He did, yes.
Let's check him out. Or her.
Hey, do you want to come and see? Now they're paying attention to you.
What's going on, handsome?
So this is Raphael.
Raphael. Beautiful hair,
Playing
man.
soccer, my friend.
What did he say?
Soccer. Oh, sorry guys, I have my stuff.
I can tell he's got a jersey.
Is that his natural?
Oh, he's our soccer player at the house, right? Pat and I, he has one boy, I have the other one, because I came to our cabin for the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Hi, see, this is our community. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah.
You're gonna be the next Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're better looking than Ronaldo. Now the soccer skills got to be there, but that's going to take a lot of consistent hard work and also enjoying the game at the same time. I coached Justin for 8 years in basketball, and I coached a couple kids that are like potentially going pro, one in basketball, one in football. But I mainly coached basketball, only coached basketball. So, but great job, Raphael. Keep working hard and having a lot of fun while you play, and be a great teammate and leader.
Yeah.
Say bye. Bye, everyone.
Did he say yes?
Okay, sorry. Yes. Okay. Sorry, John. Yes.
No worries. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful son. So yeah, guys, overall, I'm a lifelong salesman. What's crazy is, when I got thrown to the wolves in 2009, I basically was a super, it wasn't breaking into the $1 million market from the realtor standpoint. So 50% plus at least of my realtor deals were super creative deals, which is crazy that it led to sub 2 and Gabriella knew that Justin and I were really producing, and then she recommended to Sub 2 that we join her as leaders, and we kind of helped build the community. The meetups were getting better and better, and everything's been good there. Overall, yeah, the Piquel method that I've done about 100 times were mainly for realtors. I mean, for my investors, not for myself building a portfolio, but I helped this guy. What he would do is, like, on $100,000 deal, someone has 20 to 30% down, and I bring a buyer through that has that money down. They like the house. Then I let him know about the house, and it's usually got to be a fixer upper because his money needs to be safe. He approves it. The buyer wants it. They're ready to put a non-refundable deposit down, and I get both contracts signed, and we sell it. He sells it to them for 120 to 130,000 at a 9% rate with a 6-year balloon. So it's long money. He's out 70 to 80,000 out of his pocket during that time, but in reality, that interest comes to like 50, 75% because of that markup.
Yes. Wow.
So that's what we're working on getting in the vault, is the Piquel method, so we can build up a lot of good, safe first lien holders that are, bringing 70 to 80% of the equity, and then basically do the markup. But you got to be able to do this over and over. This guy actually died at 61. What was crazy, he was in good health, but he left his family with about 30 to 40,000 a month passive income. I sold him some. Eventually, he was doing 50,000 and 100,000, and then eventually we started doing like $300,000-$400,000 houses on the lake that are all worth like $1 million now. And he died, but he left his family in great shape with phenomenal income.
Wow.
So what's crazy is what led to Sub 2 is I've always been super creative and resourceful because I had to, because I was kept figuring out ways how to support my family the way I was in the mortgage business, which was more of a stable business from the refinance standpoint. But go ahead, Pat. Pardon me.
No, just because in your story, I hear pivot, right? Like you've got tons of experience, and then you've pivot, and you pivot, and you pivot, and then
Still pivot.
and you're still pivoting, right? Like, yeah, and then coming to this year, like this year is
love
a
it.
hard real estate year. Like, this is not an easy real estate, at least the second half. What do you see out there in this next half that's coming in, right? Like, what do you guys see out there in Detroit? How is it for you guys? Because from what I see, here in the South, is oh my gosh, tons of opportunity, tons and tons of opportunities, right? Less
Yep.
buyers. There's not a lot of buyers out there, but the opportunities is there's so much opportunities out there. I wish I had more money to buy more opportunities, because that's just there's so many of them out there. Well, like, so I mean, like, and I'm hearing you, and I'm thinking about, like, oh, okay, so where there's a will, there's a way, right? There's got to be. I want to hear from your angle, but in my mind, I'm like, okay, I know that the opportunities are there, and there's tons of it, right, to be made. And I talk to the community all the time about this thing, and I'm like, man, guys, if we can just get together and buy up more opportunities, or do something, because it's out there, and every single day we just letting it go, we're letting it go, we're letting it go, because we at least as a group or as a community, people overthink, and people don't, like, they don't see the opportunities, or it's just not the right timing for them, right? They're not enough
Yep.
income, not enough cash flow, and all those is normal. But I'll pause a little bit, but I want to hear from your angle.
Well, one thing is learning from our mistakes, especially flipping, you know, adding up the money before it's made, looking at the value, like, hey, I'm going to make this, I'm going to make 50,000, ends up being 10,000. You spend 3 to 4 months messing around with a contractor. Home Depot gets paid, contractors get paid, everybody gets paid. So just protecting people from that, being really precise on flips, and also protecting people from trusting contractors to the point of big down payments, and shift the responsibility. You get to a point in a job, you can get paid, leave a big chunk at the end. So, but as for a plan, is just, yeah, teaming up, like you're saying, and, maybe putting a pool of money together and building things on a larger scale. Go ahead, Justin. You have something to say?
I don't know, Matt. But you should definitely do like a fund or a syndication with everyone here. Big apartment building, mobile home park in Atlanta, self-storage,
Anywhere, not just
a
Atlanta, anywhere.
business.
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the power of people, right? Like, that's the thing. It's just, it's the power of people. But I think, people are cautious, people are afraid, and people are, just obviously, which is normal. But go ahead, John. I see.
Yeah, no, I mean, you hit it on the nose, and they kind of like somehow have the right to be, because there's a lot of people that really lost a lot of money.
Yes.
And when I first started hearing about the Gator and second lien holders, I'm like, all of my lenders were like hardcore on the first lien holder thing. Like when I started even, yeah,
Second positions are crazy.
they are.
But if
if
you
you
know how
have
to do it, it's not bad.
yes,
It's all
yes.
about equity. Yes.
If you know the flipper team has the right crew in place, there's more than enough equity, and they're doing
Yes.
it over and over. Like we know we have this crew in Michigan, lenders called the Outlands, and they've loaned out about $1.5 million of their own money, and they're averaging like 90% interest. So they've made probably about 700,000 off that. And the way they do that is joint venture partnering as the lender and charging these flat fees. Overall, and they did one for one of my clients. They did a first lien, but overall they have a big group that does like 50, 100 homes. So they have,
Wow.
second, they don't mind doing the second lien holder, because they're already in rhythm, they're making money. So there are good places for that. But when you see certain people that have kind of bent the rules on loaning money on these sub two deals or seller finance, or mainly sub two, where they're making money on the wholesale, and then all of a sudden, they don't give a shit about wrapping it because they're making so much money on that end. And we know people that got kicked out of sub two for that. And there was a guy that Justin had 25 deals closed with, where he waived the assignment fees because he was supposed to make money on the wrap. A couple $100 a month times 25 would have been 5,000 a month at 18 years old when he did these deals. But that guy didn't follow up. We try to help him wrap them. I got Pace involved at the time, and all these deals had to be deeded back to the lenders and stuff. But some of those lenders,
Wow.
a lot of didn't work out. So helping people avoid those mistakes by our mistakes and other people's mistakes. The Warren Buffett saying, learn from your mistakes, but better yet, learn from others. And if you could really do it, that's the hard part. Like, to really learn from others' mistakes.
Yeah, John, you're talking about being a loan officer. I started out as a loan officer 3 years ago. I hated it. I hate dealing with home. No, serious, because I'm a real estate investor. This is what I like. I like to talk about deals. I like to help people creatively. And then all those homeowners, like it's so different. They don't know anything about insurance. Like it's totally different aspect of the business. And then I started doing more commercial loans. And then 2 years ago, I became a private money lender. I joined Gator. I started doing those big deals and, and all of that. And today I do like with the borrowers that I know, I'm a lot more conservative, but I do a lot of second liens. And I say, I tell everybody there's nothing wrong with that. You just need to underwrite it well, kind of underwrite the operator, because it's the most important piece of the puzzle. How many deals he's done, put across collateral. Like I have the whole, playbook about how to land. I love it.
Beautiful.
And it's funny because you're talking about funding and finding funding. And I know a lot of people in our group are like, oh, okay, how can I get people to do business with me or to pour into my business? Because Pat and I, we do a lot of, like most of our business, I would say like 89% are all other people's money,
Beautiful.
and then this is my second year doing like business and lending and stuff like that. I have my lenders coming to me, hey, before the end of the year was crazy because like, hey, I need to offset the taxes. Like I raised 200,000 this past week because the lady said, hey, I need you to take my money. I need, because I need to offset my taxes. So there's a lot of stuff that once you're consistent, when you go there, build relationships, it's so much easier to do what we do. And you're talking about funds, I want to create one of those Because that
100%.
one, we can all do business together here, guys. Everybody put 15, 10, 20, whatever it is, and we can, take down a multifamily or a mobile home or do this beautiful, huge flip, so.
John has done a mobile home. I want to hear about that, John.
Yes.
Earlier. Yeah.
So many, so much stuff. Yeah.
Sounds like you and Pat should do a workshop on this.
I know that we're working on it. We're working on it.
For sure. But yeah, as for the
Wink,
mobile home
wink,
park,
wink, wink.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
as for
good.
the mobile home park, we recently purchased. It's been about how long, Justin?
Since the end of August.
Yep. Justin's the main sole owner, 20-year-old sole owner of the mobile home park. I'm the operations
Wow. So what is the difference between mobile home park? There's different categories, right? I don't know much about it, but explain to us a little bit of different in your deals. I want to hear about it.
So you know what a manufactured home is?
Mobile home, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the same thing. But the manufactured homes, I think they consider it when they own the land for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah. So with mobile homes, it's just a park. So we have 20 mobile homes at this park right now, and then there's 30 empty spots. So we've renovated some of the units and touched up a little bit and cleaned it up. And there's different standards of living for each unit. Like some are more updated and some are less updated. So we can have a mixture of both, but it's just pretty much a good place for people to live, low income housing. The lot rent's 400 a month. We're doing some rent to owns at like 15 grand, 10 grand with a few thousand down. And so we don't have to have the liability of owning it and just be more focused on collecting lot rent.
Okay,
That's
so
the main business rent.
So you own the lot, but they own the mobile home. Because I looked at a mobile home park maybe like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
by the Georgia Speedway, right? It was right there, but I didn't know enough about it, and I and as I learned, I'm like, gosh, that was a deal that I missed. I wish I would have got that deal. But explain a little bit more, because I know when I was talking to these guys, there was like, oh, this, your mobile home or whatever is too old and it's gonna cost too much. And you had talked about just a second ago, you're like, hey, let them like lease option it to them or something where you don't have no liability, and all you do is collect rent on the actual land. Is that correct? The rent, the rent?
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So even though we do a rent to own, some of them are really gonna just not want to even own the home. Most people just move out and leave it there. So there could be people who want to bring their own trailer. All the 20 units we have are older though. They're from the 70s. So
no, some are like 80s
or 80s, 90s, some
early 90s on some. But yeah, the ones that are like tin cans with like these metal roofs, those are like 70s. And then we have some that are siding. They're about half and half, siding, either aluminum or metal, and then they have shingle roofs. Those ones could be worth up to 30,000 or whatever. But
so
the end of the day,
how is money made? Like, what is the whole play on mobile home park? Like, what is that about?
Yeah, so the main play is collecting the money through the lot rent, and you might get a little bit of money from the rent to own a little bit because we picked up these extra units, but it's mainly the lot rent and then adding value to the park to be able to refinance and pull out some equity. So we're fixing up the 20 units that are there, and we're also working on getting the electrical, the plumbing, and the foundation set up on the 30 new units. So we can either have people bring in their own trailer or get other people financed to buy their own mobile home and have it there. So we can talk to different suppliers, and we're trying to work on getting either a model or maybe just have an online model for now and have people bring in they'd get the financing through the financiers outside of us, and we'd just be getting the lot rent from them.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's even a company that called 21st Mortgage where they'll bring 10, 20, 30 trailers over there, and you'll have like a year to sell them. And if you don't sell them, they'll refinance you and you can rent them, or you can rent them right away. But that is where you have to kind of put up your own credit, your own promissory note. but that might be something we're looking at as well. Justin is more so not thinking about that because we talked to someone who said you can actually turn a mobile home into a HOA, so these buyers can actually get financed right away in a different regard because it's not just a mobile home. It's a
They're
different
considered
zone.
a condo.
Interesting. Yeah,
So we're
but then
looking
you
at
would
all
own the
angles.
entire building or the entire, like each individual mobile home?
No, well, so we'd own the whole park technically, and like they'd be paying the lot rent, but as an HOA fee.
Yes.
And they own the mobile home, and then they technically own the rights to the land. They don't own the land, but they own the rights to it, which gives them the ability to get financed.
Interesting. Wow. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so you, when it comes to mobile homes or parks, so you guys make money when you underwrite it. You underwrite the deal and then you make it's like multifamily, right? You value add, you change, you get the area better so it can attract more people, right? And then you renovate some of the so how do you guys get capital? Like how do you guys is that a syndication? I heard too that the depreciation, like you can kind of accelerate with mobile parks. Isn't that something like that? It's you can do it in the first couple of years or 5 years.
I
100.
believe you can do that with anything though.
So that's the accelerate. So there's nothing special about mobile park, right? As far as taxes, and there's something there that I heard. I forgot.
Yeah, we were
So
talking to a cost segregation guy that we probably need to meet with again, but he did say there is a little something extra special about mobile home
Yes.
parks that you can
Yeah.
do.
I know who talks about it all the time. Jenkins, the one, the Owners Club one. And I remember seeing one of her videos, but I forgot. But because
Jill,
it's a
is
lot
it Jill?
attractive. Yeah, Jill, yes. It's a lot
Oh yeah,
attractive to bring investors, capital, because it's
yeah,
just the depreciation and then the taxes advantages. And it's
yes.
it's great returns too, right? Like as far as compared to, I mean, multifamily nowadays, especially the big,
Yeah.
apartment buildings. I was just talking with somebody yesterday that she invests. She's been, I met her in a mastermind a couple of years ago on multifamily, and she said it's been hard to get any deals. And she's a GP, and she's trying to, to find some stuff. She just joined Sub2 a couple of months ago, so it was amazing. But it's just like pivoting, right? Like you start doing something and then when did you guys get into mobile homes?
It's been about 4 months. There was a guy named David Moody. He was working on this mobile home park for a year. They started at 500,000. We didn't know him then. I happened to meet him after Squad Up. He met his partner there named Jared Morrison. Great guys, and I was helping him a little bit in his wholesale business. He was a little sad that he could have gotten in the wholesale business 20 years ago, but his whole family told him it was illegal. And
Oh, yes.
he was in the Ron LeGrand, but so I kind of helped him negotiate it a little bit at the end. But he's a great negotiator himself. He had ended up. We were working on dispoing it. He had under contract for 200. We had a few people interested at 245. We were going to do it at like 290 at one point. We ended up getting it reduced to 155. They were our partners, and we ended up sealing it there. We ended up buying them out for 40,000. So it's kind of like we paid 195, but we are going to offer them 50,000 more if we ever sell it, which we're probably never not because Justin doesn't want to sell it. Or if we do a big refinance, we're going to give them another 30,000 as long as the cash out is enough. So we got a really good deal on it. It was all funded through private funds, through people, through Gator, and we're just working on the value add right now. Then we're going to do a phase one refinance. And as the thing to keep an eye on, and we'll keep you guys posted, is these other 30 homes. When we get those in there, we get them in there properly, and we don't have to really pay for them, then our goal is to have $1 million value add where just the equity's there and the cash flow's going. Then it'll be up to Justin. But if the right investment opportunity comes along and someone's in the $1 million is there to 1031 into something bigger, you can do it. But Pace does say he always does clown on apartment buildings and multifamily not making any money. And he also
Yes.
told us like his shitty mobile home parks, which ours is kind of in that category, are the ones that make all the money. It's close to a Walmart, close to a Menards, and his really prissy ones don't make any money, and the people complain and this and
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yes. So for for multifamily, it's like to get the upside is about 7 years, 10 years, sometimes 5. I mean, not nowadays. How long does it take for you guys to flip a mobile, and pay your investors back or sell? It's usually 3 years, 5 years. It's a little bit less, right? The multifamily.
No, it's gonna be way sooner than that.
Yeah, phase one's going to be 6 months. So that'll be like the first 20 homes, and then it's going to depend on the way we do the next 30. So we're right now we're talking to so many different people. Like this 21st Mortgage Company said they'll bring them all in and give you a line of credit, and we're talking to other people who have already revamped mobile home parks. So we're in the process of trying to learn from others' mistakes and having the perfect guidance on these other 30 as we refinance these first 20. The first 20, if they're bringing in like 10,000 a month and it's a $500,000 loan, as long as we can get that at a low enough rate after we refinance that, there'll still be some decent cash flow there. But the main, main challenge, which is not really a challenge when you just, believe and are taking action and making sure you make the right decisions after your full evaluation, then that's where main money is going to be.
But is the model is a syndication that you guys do for the finance?
Just regular private money.
Okay, you do private money, and then once you guys got that one, for example, how much was the rent, and how much you guys are renting now? The mobile.
We currently have 8 units rented, 400 a month. One person's paying 500 a month. He's the one we renovated. We have one other one that's ready to go. That's a really good one. That's probably worth about 25,000. We're looking to get 3 to 5,000 down on that, and another 500 a month. Then we have another 3 that are almost ready that the electrical's being done on now. So that'll be another 400 or 500 a month on those. And then we have like 6 or 7 more that we need to rent. So we'll be in between like 8 to 10,000 a month on the cash flow there, and on the refinance on the money going out. If it's around 7%, it'll be like 3,000 a month. So basically there'll be some cash flow. That also there'll be some other bills. We're working on getting all the tenants to pay their own water bills. So that's in the works. Save money there, and then.
Why do you say you're working on it? They don't want to pay, or?
We need
I
the
think,
meters.
can I add just real quick? I think it's like, because I'm thinking like multifamily, right? When
Yeah.
you go into it, it's already set, and then you're trying to readjust, right? Is that what it is? Guys, that you're trying to readjust it. Okay, so now moving forward with these new tenants, now you got to pay your own cable bill, you got to pay your own water bill instead of the owners paying for it. Is that correct?
Separate meters, right, you guys?
Oh
Is
yeah,
that-
we need separate
yeah.
meters.
Yeah,
Keep in
there's
mind, this park was sitting in the dust for 2 years. It was just owned by the bank. No one was really doing anything with it.
Wow.
They were just getting free living.
Wow,
Oh
really?
my
Well,
goodness.
Not fully free, because there was they were for a minute, but then this manager stepped in about a year ago, and he owns 2 parks close by, and he basically was like a heaven sent angel type guy who was working for the bank for free just because he didn't want to see the park dwindle down. So ultimately, that's another major goal to like this park at one point was filled with 50 trailers plus. It was an RV park back in the day, actually, but it did have 50 trailers. So the point is, completely reviving a community, having affordable living, doing something special in that regard, to where, that we're really helping people that are on fixed incomes and low income.
Is mobile home
Nice.
park, do you got to have like the plumbing? Is that city plumbing? Is that septic tank? And then electrical? Is that the two most important thing you got to have on there?
100%. Electrical's number one, and then there's septic tanks there that are doing it, that we're going to need to add on to as more people are using the plumbing.
Is it one septic tank per building, or like
yeah.
one septic tank per 3 building? How does that work?
There's 2 right now, and I think it's like one side covers about 10, the other side covers about 10, and then you got to add like stronger pumps every time you're adding like another 10 is another $3,000 to $5,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
But,
Interesting.
or if we can tap into city water at some point, that would be even better, of course. But
Right.
Awesome.
somewhat.
All
Guys,
right.
Is solar an option?
what was that?
Is solar an option?
We don't think we're gonna do solar.
What's up, Sean?
Haven't really looked into it though, but I just don't know if there's enough sun in this state.
Too much cloud. Too much cloud. Guys, any questions for John and Justin?
Too many questions to ask everything right now, but definitely we'll be connected with you.
It's processing. Put your information there, the Pico family, so that people can reach out to you guys and learn a little bit more.
100%.
Yeah.
And then
My
to make a
phone
long
number?
story short on the storage facility that we flipped, someone brought it to me and I just random offered not like 300,000 down and a 0% interest rate. I just looked at the numbers. I knew really nothing about storage deals. Just looked at the cash flow, worked on it for many months. It probably took like 4 or 5 months to close. We really wanted to kind of buy it and get paid a wholesale fee. But at the end of the day, there was a lady that was partners with me on it, and she ended up backing out. I ran into her at Squad Up, and basically told her like, "Hey, you were already working on this. Do you know any buyers? I'm working with a couple other buyers." She happened to introduce me to a buyer. We tried to get in on it, but he didn't let it. He said the investor only wanted him and another person, which he ended up using a different investor. He never notified me on that, but no big deal. We ended up making 30,000 on the wholesale fee and also 35,000 on a realtor fee on one deal, and that was a first ever type storage deal. It was really just paying attention to the numbers, offering 0%, ended up being 3% with 500,000 down. And the guy who bought it, he raised the money. He's already got 9 storage facilities. And now we want to get more into that. Now we're dealing with institutionalized funds that want to buy storage. They're paying 15 to 20% premium. So anybody that comes across those, we'd love to work with you guys and get with Pat, Chris, however you guys do it. And let's just team up. There's enough money to share. And let's figure that out.
Interested. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Awesome.
I came across quite a few, but they're in like South Georgia, like towards Florida. But I just don't know enough about it. But I definitely will, hit you guys up next time I see more.
Remember,
This one
it's
was
not
rural too.
it's
Oh,
who,
really?
not how,
Okay.
Pat.
Yes.
Who,
I
not
know
how.
all these shiny objects.
100%. But yeah, and a lot of them are shiny objects, but like once you have someone in place that has the money, it becomes easier. Like you're teaming up. Like I knew nothing about storage, like overall. I've been dealing with single families all my life and stuff. So, and I not a lot of multifamilies, but I literally just looked at the numbers, put it together, started making an offer, and nobody asked me for experience, credit, or anything. It was just numbers. You just looked at the down payment.
Yes, that's amazing. That's amazing.
But thank you so much for having us, man. You guys
Thank you,
really
guys.
rock, man. Atlanta's phenomenal. Pat's holding it down. You guys are.
Oh yeah.
No, thanks for coming in, guys. So before we're getting towards 10 o'clock right now. Any questions, guys? We'll save some room. We can talk about some things, but I just want to make sure any questions for John and Justin, guys, before we kind of let them go. Hey guys, thank you so much. It's great.
Can
great.
everybody say thank you? Give them some
Thank
love.
you.
Come on, get that chat going, guys. Let's
you,
do
guys.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Pat and Christine.
Well, guys, thank you. You know what I enjoy? Like I know I told John, it's just that being a father and having a son. Like I love the fact that you guys are working together. I love the fact that because I want to see that in my son when he gets older, and I just think it's amazing. So that inspires me, Justin. You guys inspire me. So
yeah,
thank you, man. Yeah, get ready for some arguments along the way as well.
Oh, it's already started. It's already started.
It'll be difficult with your son, but you'll make it through. It's possible. You just have to don't force it onto him, and then just kind of like have someone else do it around him.
Yeah,
I know
actually,
one of the main reasons I probably actually stuck with it at first is I started my first like couple cold calls was with another friend named Justin. And then he disappeared. He was trying to become a realtor and some other stuff. And then I think I tried bringing on some other people. And even though I was just always calling, I was trying to get other people to do it too, and that's partially what made it fun for me.
Yes,
and
love
one
it.
other factor about Justin's story, real quick, is when I gave him this list from All the Leads, which is a probate company, and I've been using it. What's that?
It sucks. I hated it.
Yeah, their skip tracing was kind of jacked, but I said, look, even if you get one all month, I've made money off this company. At 18, you're still in high school, you're making calls. If you can make $5,000 on a deal, even if you just get that one, and you're like, I wanted it to be extra hard. I knew they sucked, but I knew that you're digging deep. So he kind of threw in the towel and made some adjustments pretty quick on that, because he ended up finding Jerry Norton and then Pace Morby on YouTube in May 2022, and he basically followed their path, and they inspired his whole journey, and he kind of led the way in our journey, and mainly his journey on really the wholesale connecting and networking and dispoing, because I'm just more lifelong salesman, and tapping more into passive income, and so overall, and networking. So that's what's so amazing about this group. You had 30 people here Friday morning, and that's awesome, man.
Great way
Yes.
to end the week.
But some of
Or
you
start the
younger
week.
folks, the younger folks are
Sometimes
smarter than
weekends.
us sometimes. They
Yeah.
it's like with me, I'm trying to type in my phone. It's like, hey, how do you spell this? And my son grabs the phone. It's like, hey Siri, how do you spell this? I was like, mother. He grabbed it. I'm like, what are you don't talk to the phone, type it up.
No, I think the child.
Oh shit. Sorry.
It's just talking. No, I think the challenge with kids, and I'm not talking about you, Justin, but what I see a lot with my son, he sells some cards because he trade cards. He makes $200, $500. He comes into the house, he thinks he's the king. I'm like, that's the only problem. It's like, because we know my oldest one always gonna be, as soon as he makes money, we're just gonna have to get tough on him on the mindset when it comes to making money, right? That's what I think with a lot of kids, like they kind of go crazy for a little bit because they start making money. I mean, I have my nephew, he did a deal with Alexis. She mentored him like, a year ago. He makes 17,000, right, in one deal.
Exactly.
My sister was so worried, but he's so down to earth. But my son is not. My son, like Sebastian's like, we got it. That's the only thing. Like he makes a little bit of money, he thinks he owns the house. I'm like, we all stubborn here. We're a stubborn family.
Yes,
so
yes.
just deal with the, use the best of his ability, but calm him down. Yes.
Exactly.
But so nice to have you guys here. Yes.
Thank you so
Our
much
pleasure.
for having us, Christine.
Guys, thank you so much, guys.
you.
Yes.
Thanks,
Atlanta.
Pat.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we'll talk to you guys shortly soon. So
Sounds good.
All
We'll
right.
be in town at
100%.
some point too.
thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thanks,
Happy
guys.
holidays. Say,
Appreciate
In the
you
spring, we'll
guys.
be in
Yep.
Atlanta.
Say that again.
In the spring, we'll be in Atlanta.
Oh, let us know.
yeah,
Let
hit
us
us
know, guys.
up. Oh,
Yeah,
we we have meetups. You guys gotta let us know. When are you guys coming?
We gotta
You
plan
don't know
it out.
yet. Okay, plan it
Yeah.
out, and we can throw a meetup for you guys.
Yeah, Pace will be there at the time, actually.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the April. What is April? What's going on in April? He always comes here in April. Pace.
We're gonna be
Yes.
looking at a deal that we
Okay.
put together.
Okay. Now we're probably gonna be finding more things out, and
Yeah, Justin has a 0% interest deal that he bought with Pace and Abraham. Justin found it.
Nice.
Oh,
We're supposed to
nice.
be on a YouTube channel and do a little show on it and stuff.
No, and it's so interesting because we got a text from Pace yesterday, and he had this lady that we've been working with her. She's from where she's from Israel, and
Israel.
she has somebody here that she's been there. You probably have seen her sub too. So she's doing deals in Atlanta. We're helping her. We're gonna meet her, and she's there for a day with Pace. and Pace text me and Pat with her picture, like, hey, this is another buyer for you guys there in Atlanta. I said, well, we got her already. But it's so amazing the power of the community, to meet everybody and how everybody is so go-givers, because we don't find this here anywhere.
Yeah.
So I love it. Like,
You hit it on the nose, because that's where, like, I was kind of blindsided in life by it, because he's like, dude, we're going to this event, private equity fund. I'm like, what? You're like,
It
what are
was
you
2 weeks
talking
before the event, and he's never been to the event. Like, I was like, we're going, here you go.
yeah,
about?
yes.
And
Amazing.
like this whole sub two community, literally, like, for the most part, can't say 100%, but it is like
Yeah.
an on earth as it is in heaven type community where everyone's empowering, life, business, positive, like-minded, and you can't get that in the world. Everybody's like, kind of fighting against each other in competition, and it's like a true collaboration over competition world that
I always say trust, but verify, right?
yes, yeah, 100%.
With everybody, but it's been amazing because Pace as the leader. I mean, I learned how to network with Pace. How do you network? How do you get up there? How do you add value to other person so you guys can connect and do deals and whatever it is. So I love it. Yes.
Big time.
All right, come in April,
hit
hit us up, let us know.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Appreciate it. Look forward to it. And let's stay in touch in the meantime and do some business
Yes.
together.
Oh, yes. Sounds good.
Yeah, looking forward to getting connected with everyone here. Thanks for having us. Appreciate you, Pat, Christian, and then
Yeah, you can call me Chris.
Call her Chris.
All right.
Yeah, everybody butchers my first name, but like I'm from Brazil, so it's
Christiane.
Christiane. So it's Christiane.
Ah,
But in
that's a good
English,
one.
in English, I say Christiane. 'cause
Christiane. I gotta say it like that.
See,
That's the best way.
that's my Italian, yeah.
Yes, Italiano. All right.
Christiane. Let's have some spaghetti when I'm in town.
Yes.
Oh, come on over. Come
Guys,
on over.
so next week we're not going to have a Zoom. It's going to be the holiday, so we're not going to have a Zoom next week. We're going to take next week off, and then we're back again in January. So right, Chris?
Anybody wants to say anything or any deals or any holiday planning or anything you want to invite us over for the New
I just want to say I'm
Year's?
super impressed with you guys. And since day one, Pat just like stands out majorly as a leader. Just talking to him at Squad Up, and he just has a quiet, magnetic personality that just draws people to him, and it's a beautiful thing, brother.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome, bro. Thank you for
guys.
inspiring and having us on, bro. It's been awesome.
Awesome, guys. Thank you. Atlanta guys, have a great weekend. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. We'll see you guys in January.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
one,
Peace
guys.
and love.
Happy
guys.
holidays.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Bye,
Happy
guys.
holidays,
Thank you,
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace and love.
Bye.
Chris, you're the host today, so you're gonna have to.
I know. I want to stay. Okay. I want to hang out. Okay, guys. Love you all. See you next year.
Bye, guys.